I'm really going over the division that a lot of people are saying is the best in hockey. The Metropolitan is one of the best teams in the NHL. A lot of good teams, but how close it really is the Metropolitan division. I will be doing all the divisions just like this, so make sure to drop a like and subscribe, guys, so you don't miss out your favorite team. And I post all the time, guys. I post really good videos, so make sure to hit the subscribe button for that. But let's get straight into this video because the Metropolitan division is very, very tough. But after all my research, I think there's 5 categories in this division. All right, guys, like I said, I think there's 5 categories in this division, and let me tell you how that makes sense. So 5 different tiers of this division. I think there's a clear-cut top, I think there's a clear-cut middle, and there's a clear-cut bottom. Let me show you who those teams are. I feel like the pretty obvious one is the bottom, guys. We know the worst team in this division, and it is the Carolina I'm kidding. It's clearly the Philadelphia Flyers. These guys are absolutely horrible. Complete rebuild. I do like what Briere is doing. He's being more aggressive with the team, making some trades, doing that kind of stuff. So I do like that because Chuck Fletcher was really content, I feel like, with the team and really wasn't doing much with the roster. But now, at least Briere, he's trying to make them better. And obviously, they're in a rebuild. They're not going to be good anytime soon, but they got these young prospects. So hopefully, they can develop. But hey, it is what it is. Briere is at least doing a better job. So it might not be such a long rebuild, but it's clear cut. But last, they're not a very good team. Let's be real here. Okay. But now, it's the second most obvious in my opinion. I think it's got to be the top. Usually it's not the top, but I feel like it's pretty obvious the 2 teams on top. And that is the Carolina Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils. These are the 2 clear-cut top teams in the Metropolitan, even in the NHL. I feel like these are 2 teams that are in the top 5 of the NHL 100% with no doubts. With no doubts, these 2 teams are top 5 in the NHL. And let me tell you why. Let's look at the Carolina roster here. Let's go a little in depth on this Carolina roster. Let's look at the projected lines. It's cap friendly. It's not the real lines, obviously. But Michael Bunting, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi, Marty Necas. And that might not even be obviously the first line because there is Teuvo Teravainen as well. But look at that top 6. Unreal top 6. The one problem I still have with this team is who is a clear-cut goal scorer. They had Pacioretty last year, but he never really played. Michael Bunting, is he a clear-cut goal scorer? I wouldn't say that. He's a very good player. I wouldn't say he's a top-tier goal scorer. Obviously, you have Sebastian Aho, but I feel like he's not a sniper, and he's going to get you 40 a year. Obviously, he put up 36 last year, but I feel like we could all agree he's not Ovechkin. He's not an Austin Matthews. He's not 100% scoring. He's not going to be putting up 50 goals for you guys. I feel like it's not a chirp. He's a very, very good hockey player, very, very good. But I just feel like he's not a sniper. He's not a clear-cut goal scorer breed. Very good player though. Seth Jarvis, he's not. Svechnikov, he's probably the closest in my opinion. Same thing with Necas. Very, very good hockey players that could put the puck in the net. I would not be surprised if Svechnikov puts up 40. Same thing with Necas. Hopefully they can take the next step. Hopefully Svechnikov can stay healthy. That is a huge, huge issue for him. So I'm hoping he can stay that. But the bottom 6 guys it's so impressive. Jordan Martinook, Jordan Staal, Jesper Fast. Dude, Jordan Staal just got a deal. Fast just got a deal. Martinook is like the heart and soul of this team. Hopefully he does get re-signed in the near future. But that third line is unreal, man. And it can interchange. You can interchange some people on that third line as well. But that is depth upon depth upon depth. Fourth line, Neeson, Drury, and whoever else they have. I don't know. Brendan Lemieux, Coughlin. There's a couple good players on that line. It's not the best fourth line I've seen, but it's not a bad one, man. It's not a bad one that you have to not be able to play because it's they're not good defensively or something. It's not that, man. They're pretty damn good. They're not going to be scoring a lot of goals for you, but Neeson put up 40. That's pretty damn good. He put up 40 points last year, which is very, very solid. But the most impressive part for me is the defense on this team. I know there's a lot of speculations that Shea could get, or Pesci that could get traded. Who knows? As of now, he's on the team, so that's what I'm going off of. Dmitry Orlov, Brent Burns, Brady Shea, Pesci, Slavin, D'Angelo. That is crazy. And they could get Erik Karlsson, man. This team is unreal. I don't even have to tell you about the goaltenders. Obviously, Frederick Anderson, Ranta, good goalie duo. Not the best goalie duo, in my opinion, obviously. If they had a better goalie, obviously, I think they would win the Stanley Cup. But as the nights just showed, you don't need a top-tier goalie to win a Stanley Cup. You just need lockdown defense. And Carolina does have that ability. So hopefully they can do that. But obviously, Erik Karlsson would definitely help them because he's a clear-cut goal scorer. Obviously, he's not the greatest defensively. We all know this, but you have very good defense around him that might be able to shape up his game. So that is the Carolina Hurricanes. Obviously, I could have gone more in depth, but that team, I didn't have to. Look at that team on paper, man. Let's look at the New Jersey Devils now. Same exact thing. Let's look at the depth charts. Not the exact rosters, not the exact lines, obviously, but it's close enough. Jesper Bratt, Jack Hughes, Tyler Toffoli, Timo Meier, Nico Hischier, and Dawson Mercer, guys. Did you hear what I just say? Look at that top 6. That is honestly top 3 in the NHL, top 6. That is unreal. Hughes put up 99 last year. He took the next step. Hey guys, he's going to be taking the next one next year as well. I think he puts up 100 plus next year. I think Bratt gets close. I think Meier is going to be surprising you guys. He did not have a great playoffs. We know this, but we know how good he is, man. We know how good he is. He's going to be putting up a lot of points next year. Tyler Toffoli put up 73 last year. I do not expect him to do the same thing, but he'll definitely be above like 60. So that's damn close. Dawson Mercer will have a better year as well. I think he's 21-year-old guys, and he put up 56 points. Like, that's just crazy. But look how young this team is. Besides Toffoli, every one of those top 6 players is younger than 27. Like, that's just crazy. And you know your team is really, really good on depth if Andre Palat is playing on your third line, Eric Hall is playing on your third line, and Alexander Holtz, guys, is a very, very good hockey player. He's young, and he should be taking the next step, hopefully, because he'd be a huge addition to this team. Andre Palat, very good player. Holla, very, very good player last year. He played very, very well. 41 points in 80 games was unreal. Fourth line is not the greatest. I'm going to be honest. I don't like Thomas Nosek. I know you guys just signed him. I don't think he's a great hockey player, but it is what it is. McLeod, he can hold his own, and Bastion, he had some good spurts last year, actually. I like his game. But you guys have some younger players in the AHL that can still come up. Let's look at your defense, though. Luke Hughes, Dougie Hamilton, Kevin Ball, very good player. John Marino played very well last year. Siegenthaler is good, and Colin Miller is all right. But you guys have these young players. You have Nolan Foote, very, very good player. You have Nemec still, who could definitely slot up into your top 6 defense in front of Miller, or maybe a Siegenthaler. Depends how these guys are playing. But that's your defensive depth, because Nemec was a first overall pick. Nemec was a second overall pick, and he might not even break this lineup. Like, that shows how good this team is. One kind of issue might be the goaltender, in my opinion. Who knows if Schmid can take the next step, because Vanacek, I don't trust him, man. I don't trust him off that playoff performance. I do not trust him at all. So hopefully Schmid can take the crease over, and never look back. Maybe he can be like a Vasilevsky when he took over for Ben Bishop. Who knows? But Schmid needs to take the next step if the Devils want to do good, and I think that could happen. So that right there shows the top 2 teams 100%. I feel like that is not up to debate at all. Who's first in that division? I think the Hurricanes have the edge over the Devils because they're older, they have more experience, and I don't know. I just trust the Hurricanes more, and they actually dominated the Devils last year, so I have to give them the edge here. I have to give the Hurricanes the edge there. So 1 Hurricanes, 2 the Devils, 100%. Go to the 4th tier here, right above the Flyers. I think that's the Washington Capitals. This team is very interesting to me. They're hit or miss. They are hit or miss for me, because like I feel like at some points they just want Ovi to get the goal record, and that's all they care about. But at the other time, I'm like, do they have a good enough roster to win? I don't know, man. I don't really know. Let's go briefly into this lineup here of how good the Washington Capitals are, because it's confusing. It really is confusing, because it's not terrible on paper. Obviously, you have Ovi, Kuznetsov. I heard rumors that he asked for a trade. Like, who knows how true that is. Wilson heard trade rumors happening. Anthony Mantha is not the greatest anymore, I'm being honest with you. Dylan Strom had a good year. Hopefully he can do the same next year. TJ Oshie, he's 36 years old. How much can you really expect from the guy? Sonny Milano's not bad. Nicholas Backstrom's a fossil. Like, other than that, guys, like, obviously you have Ovechkin, who's going to be putting up 80 points a year and 40 goals, but like, can this team really compete? In my opinion, I don't think so. Obviously you still have John Carlson, but he's getting up there in age, and you have a little young players up there. Sandin played really well actually last year, but other than that, guys, the team's getting old, just like Pittsburgh, man. The team's old, man. This team's very, very old, and I feel like there's not much going for them. I feel like, I'm going to say it again, I feel like they're just going to go for OV goals, and that's all really is going to happen. Pacioretty, yes, took a risk right there. Low risk, high reward possibility for him. But other than that, man, I don't know. Unless Pacioretty puts up 60, if he puts up 60, this team might be contending for a playoff spot, but that's not going to happen, boys. That's not going to happen. Let's be real here. That is not going to happen. So I feel comfortable putting the Capitals in the 4th tier. But now let's go to the 3rd tier. I think that the Pittsburgh Penguins are in this 3rd tier because this is my team, boys. I love this team with a passion, and things could change if we get Carlson. But let's look at this team here, guys. This is my baby. This is my team, my forever team. I don't know how I feel about them, man. I don't know how I feel about them. Top 6. It's the one good thing that's happening for us. We have Jake Getzel, Crosby, Rust, Riley Smith, Malkin, Raquel. Very good players. Smith, I don't know how he's going to fit on this team. I think Zucker fit way better with Malkin. I feel like his speed and always relentless on the forecheck helped Malkin, because like Malkin needs the puck, man, and I don't know if Riley Smith will be able to do that that ability for Malkin. So we'll see what happens there. He's a very good player, very good finisher. But we'll see if he can get the puck to Malkin. That's all Malkin really needs. Raquel, very underrated player in the NHL. He's very, very good in all brands of hockey, if I'm being honest. He can play physical. He can play fast. He can do all that kind of stuff. He's a very, very good player. And he can go up and down the lineup, man. That's how I love Raquel. Rust, hopefully, is a better year. 46 points. He had a very bad last year. So I'm hoping he does do better. Sidney Crosby, we know him. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Jake Getzel, we all know him as well. He's going to be putting up 30 goals every single year like he does. So top 6, I'm very comfortable with the Penguins. Bottom 6, it was obviously where we struggled last year. But we did improve. Hopefully Jeff Carter does not play another game for the Penguins. He's not very good. I'm sorry, Jeff. You're just up there in age, and you decline very, very fast. So I'm hoping he gets scratched. But if not, he's our third line center, which is so bad. But then we have Mikael Granlund, who didn't play well for us either. So maybe he has a step-up year. Who knows? Matt Nieto, very good. He's not very good, but he's a good depth player. Drew O'Connor, very good young player for us. Lars Eller, depth player, very good defensively. Offensively, he's not very good. But Noel Chari's not bad either. Not bad depth. So depth-wise, we got better than last year, in my opinion. We did get better. Defense, I think we got better as well, but it's still not up to par. Ryan Graves, long contract, a lot of money. He's a decent player, man. He's not a top tier defenseman, but he is a solid defenseman. So hopefully he could do well with that. But he's kind of slow as well, so it's not the greatest. Chris Letang, we all know him. We all love him. Hopefully he can stay healthy. That is huge, because obviously we don't want anything bad to happen to Letang, but he plays all the minutes. And obviously if you get Erik Karlsson, guys, Jeff Petrie will not be here, which is good, because he's not that great of a defenseman anymore. But Erik Karlsson would definitely help his team out offensively wise. Defensively wise, not good. But Marcus Pettersson was a very, very good defenseman last year. Probably our best defenseman last year. So hopefully he can recreate that, because the year before that, he was not the greatest. So hopefully he's not very inconsistent. P.O. Joseph, I love that guy. He's very good. Hopefully he can take the next step. Jan Ruda is Jan Ruda, man. He's not the greatest. Let's be real here. But other than that, Chad Rubiel is whatever. He's just a depth defenseman. But obviously goaltender is probably going to be the biggest question mark going into next year for Pittsburgh. Is Tristan Jarry going to be able to play consistently and stay healthy? I don't know about Tristan, but we'll see if he does. If he does, this team can make the playoffs. But it's who knows, man. It's possible for the Penguins. So I think that's why I put him in that division, in that tier, because it's impossible. It's possible. Up next in it's possible, basically, it's gonna be the New York Islanders. This team is pretty damn close with Pittsburgh. A lot of issues, and we know their issues, and we'll see if that can get overcome this next year. It's the goal scoring aspect. It's the goal scoring aspect on this team. Anders Lee, Bo Horvat, Barzell, very good first line. Obviously, top 3 players are really, really good. Pierre Engvall, like, is he really a top 6 player in any other team? I don't think so. Like any top tier teams, I don't really think he's probably a third line player. So hopefully, you honestly don't really want him on your second line. Brock Nelson's pretty damn good, and Kyle Palmieri is a pretty solid player as well. Peugeot, hopefully he could step up. Fashing is solid. Hopefully Wallstrom can take the next step, because he really hasn't for you guys. Matt Markins, Cizikas, Clutterbuck, we all know that fourth line. So that is a pretty good fourth line, if I'm being honest with you. But it's not terrible. But you just need the goal scorer, man. You need the goal scorer. Hopefully Horvat can be that guy for you. Hopefully Barzell can score more goals for you guys, because he's a very, very, very good hockey player. But you just need more goals. We all know that. Defense for the Islanders, we know how good this team is. On defense. You guys don't really defense is really, really good, but it doesn't have to be so good, because you have a top 3 goalie in the NHL in Sorokin, who can win a series, win a game anytime you want. So Sorokin is unreal. So hey, defense is unreal with a really good goaltender. That's a win-win right there. But it's just a goal scoring, man. You guys always are low scoring games, and you guys can't do that in playoffs, man. You can't have super low scoring games in playoffs, because you're playing these top tier teams that can score in all cylinders. So that's one problem with the Islanders. Hopefully they can correct that. But the next team in this division, I'm going to say the Columbus Blue Jackets. Team got better. Obviously, I do think the Penguins and the Islanders are better than the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets can't be disrespected to the Capitals. I think this team is pretty damn good, but I think it's possible for them to make playoffs if everything goes right for them, because they did have a lot of injuries last year, and their team got better. Johnny Gaudreau is going to have a way better year than he did last year, if I'm being honest. He's going to have a way better year. He had, 46 points last year? Okay, he actually had 74 points last year, but only 21 goals, which is not good for Johnny Gaudreau. But Boone Jenner, he's all right, man. He's all right. I'm stupid. It's right there. Marchenko, he didn't have the greatest year, to be honest with you. See if he can stay healthy. Patrick Laine, stay healthy as well. He's a very, very good player. Jack Roslovic played pretty damn good. And Kent Johnson. Look at this top 6 is not bad at all. And you still have Adam Fantilli, who obviously rookie, a lot of hype on him. But I feel like he might be this, like, that might be the steal of the draft, man. Like, how did the Ducks pass on Fantilli? I feel like Fantilli is putting up 30 goals next year 100%. Like 100% putting up 30 goals next year. And I would not be surprised if he slips up into the first line center and plays with Johnny Gaudreau. I would not be surprised with that. I like how he plays. I like the feistiness in him. I like the energy. And he wanted to be there. And the fans got to love that, man. The fans got to love that. And you have Texier, you have Chinikov, you still have Robinson, you have Corrali. Like, this team is pretty damn good on paper, boys. Look on defense, the top 4 is pretty damn solid. Werenski, Severson, Provorov, Boquist, like, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst, man. You have Jake Bean and Gabranson as well. Like, it's not a terrible defensive core. Goaltender issue might be a problem. Merzinkins has not been playing his best hockey, but now he has a better defensive core in front of him, so maybe he can play a better brand of hockey. If all things go right, I would not be surprised if the Blue Jackets are closer than we think, boys. I'm being honest with you. Blue Jacket fans have been saying this all last year too. I feel like it might be like the Buffalo Sabres and barely miss out on playoffs. It's very, very possible. I would not be surprised if they're competing for the playoffs late in the season. And that just leaves the New York Rangers for the second tier. I feel like it's pretty obvious they're not up here in this tier. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful if I added them in the third tier. Let's check out the Rangers because they're very confusing because they're a good hockey team, but at the same time, I see some of their issues. I really do see some of their issues pretty clearly. The top 6 is very, very good. Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko is not going to be in the top 6. Let's be real here. Panarin, Trocheck, Wheeler. And who do you put up in that top 6, though? That's what I was thinking. I feel like the depth on this team is not the greatest. You have very good star players. Kakko, hopefully he can maybe take the next step. Lafreniere, same thing as him because he's not been doing good in the Rangers. Philip Sheetal has been pretty solid. Gaudreau has been solid. Jimmy Vesey's been all right. Bonino, if he can stay healthy, and Tyler Pitlick as well. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. If Wheeler goes right, this team could be very, very good because he's a very good playmaker. And maybe he can fit in with Chris Kreider and fit because those guys are superstars, man. They can score the puck on all cylinders. They're superstar snipers. So if they can get a very good playmaker like a Blake Wheeler on the line and produce heavily, this team could be lethal, man, because they need that in playoffs as well. So I think this team is very, very good. I feel like the one issue might be the depth, man. Depth, top 6. Like Lafreniere, yeah, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like I need more from their depth. The defense is solid. Lindgren, Fox, K'Andre Miller, so good. Jacob Trouba, Gustafsson, and Schneider. It's all right. Schneider's not bad. Gustafsson actually played pretty well last year too in points, but the team's not terrible, man. If you look on the roster, depth up front might be the issue. But goaltender, you have Shesterkin. Quick, but Shesterkin is unreal. Probably top 5 in the NHL goaltender. But other than that, guys, I told you, I feel like it's the depth. But I feel like that might be overcome. Maybe Lafreniere can take the next step. Cheadle as well. Maybe even Kakko. And this team could be lethal. They're going to make playoffs next year. So that is my Metropolitan rankings, guys. Do you guys agree? I'm going to say Hurricanes 1, Devils 2, Rangers 3, Penguins, Islanders. I keep flip-flopping, but let's say Islanders 4, Penguins 5, Columbus 6, Capitals 7th, and the Flyers 8th. Those 3 in the tier 3 could definitely flip-flop. Maybe the Capitals step up. Who knows? Maybe the Rangers fall down. Who knows? Comment down below, what do you think? Sorry for the long video, but it is what it is, man. This division is very, very tight, and I really wanted to get through all of it and talk about this division. So thank you so much for being here. Much love. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. It really does help it a lot. Comment down more video ideas for me to do in the future. Y'all beautiful. Be great. I'll see you guys later.